Yeah, so what? It's your boy, Bits and Bobs. Yes, people, how we doing? Listen, it's the festive period, it's the festive season, it's teased to see be your jolly and all that. But listen, I got one of the most popular family in the UK right now in the United fan base. And to be honest with you, I'm actually quite happy right now because I actually get to talk to them and actually chill with them for the next hour. And we get to see, what they're all about, what they do and stuff. As you guys know, I'm the host for the most, Bits and Bobs. But listen, today we've got that United family. Emma and KARL, how you both doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Ladies first, you crack on, mate.
I'm not
what
bad.
What a guy.
I'm not bad. We've literally just moved back to our hometown. So it's it's absolute mayhem at the moment. And I finished work on November, and now having these few weeks off until I start my new job in January. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm very lost right now.
Yeah, and by the way, I would say what a guy in that, mate. It's happy wife, happy life, mate. Do you know what I mean? So
listen, bro. I'm still alive, mate, and I'm smiling. So trust me, 100% get that, man. And I think you realize that, don't you, KARL? When you meet your best friend, you settle down, you have a family, priorities and stuff. It completely changes, doesn't it? As long as they're happy, you're happy.
Exactly, mate, and that's it, innit? It's but to be fair, I want an easy life myself. Do you know what I mean? If I have my ear chewed off every 2 minutes, mate, that's not an easy life. I just want to sit down and watch football, which I'm lucky for, by the way, because she loves it as well. So it's I don't have to fight over the TV. I have to if Corrie and EastEnders are on, it doesn't matter if you're not a player, mate. Corrie and EastEnders are being sacked right off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that's the easy part of it. But sometimes I want a little bit of Xbox time.
Your Xbox. Oh, you need to send me your gamer tag, man.
We'll do it, mate. I just saw the word actually today, and he obviously plays. He's on PS4, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that. So I said, Sam, we'll get on. We'll do it, man.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. But listen, okay, now that you said it, you talked about Corrie, EastEnders. What is it like being married to a fanatic United fan?
It's weird. It is weird. Do you know what? It's not weird. It's not weird at all. But you know what I mean? It's you look at your say your friends, right? So you take your friend, you look at your friends and you go, they come up to you and go, "Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand how you do it, mate. It's how did your wife let you go to football all the time?" I'm like, well, because I have to sacrifice my time at the football because she wants to go. It's horrendous. So this is the thing is that the catch-22 it is though is when obviously we had to get one season ticket between us because we couldn't both go because one of us had to look after the kids.
Yeah.
So we had this conversation the other day about with her sister and out on the phone about are you going to ballot for the Leeds game? It was yeah, we might ballot for the Leeds game. And I was like, I really want to go to Leeds anyway. So, yeah, I might ban it. And she was like, hang on a minute, who said you were going? And I was like, because I want to. So it's the opposite argument in this house, which is crazy because it's not you're not going to football. It's, hang on a minute, you're not going because I want to go.
Yeah, it's literally, that's what our argument is in our marriage. It's because we have one season ticket. When the fixtures come out, I'm like, I'm going to that game, and he has to pick the rest.
So, I mean, is that working so far? I mean, you're still married, so I think that's a yes.
I mean, we've had some arguments about, who goes to the City and Liverpool games. They're the big ones. They're the big ones where we have the most arguments about.
You've done the last few City games, though, and I was lucky that someone looked after the kids once, and I got to come with you. That's how it works. It's absolutely crazy.
Okay, so you know when I watched you guys on YouTube, and I think to myself, that's a scenario that, I mean, normally you go to football with your mates, okay? And vice versa. If females go, they go with their female friends, right? But you're going with your partner. So she's seen you completely, in that moment, in that thing. But I think the most astonishing and brilliant thing is that she's sharing the moment with you, feeling the same way. So no, I listen, I applaud that, and long may it continue, seriously. And I wish you forever happiness in your union, 100%, and health as well, and for your family. Going to segue on to our football club, because one of the things we have in common is the team we support. And right now, I mean, Good. How do you feel about Man United right now and the manager?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, you go. Keep going. I'm just going to check my son 2 seconds, but keep going.
That's all right. For me, I'm Ollie in, and people ask me why am I Ollie in. I'm Ollie in because I will always back the manager, no matter what manager is at Manchester United. I will always back the manager because we are a club. We should support them. We should support the manager. To be fair, I don't think Ollie's done a bad job. You know, the players he's brought in have been absolutely fantastic. We're in a great position in the table right now. I know that doesn't say a lot because the league has been wide open. Everyone's been inconsistent. But we're in a great position. Players he brought in has been great. And I do criticise sometimes about his decisions. I mean, like, I do worry about some certain decisions that he's made. You know, the Fred thing annoyed me. You know, he should have been taken off. Sometimes some of the formations he plays, like going into a derby game, don't ever go into a derby game playing for a point. Don't play safe. It's a derby. We want that anger. We want that passion. Don't
exactly.
Attack. Yeah. So, but all in that said, I am Ollie in because I will back the manager no matter what. But I also give him criticism when it's due. And when I feel like he's made a wrong decision or he's made some errors, I will call him up on that.
But okay, go. But do you not think that you're entitled to because you're a football fan? I just think that obviously social media and stuff plays a part these days, right? But you know the days when you'd go to the game, or you go to the pub, go to your mate's house or whatever, and then discussion takes place there. And he is the manager of Man United, so you are there to be got at, regardless what you do. If he wins, people aren't going to be happy. Yes, son? Okay, so Carl, I'm going to come to you. What do you think of Ollie and Man United right now?
Nah, mate, we're probably in the best position we've been in a long time, regards of league form, tables, away wins, results as a whole. Yeah, we've had one or two sort of, you know, weird results along the way with shout out to Andy in the chat, by the way. And weird results, you know, the 6-1 at home, the Palace defeat, etc. And there is questions that you got to ask the manager, but like Emma said, you can't go on. You got to look at the whole Mourinho thing and how hostile that was. You can't, like I've said it on our channel before. You got to realise, like, I was outside Old Trafford after we lost. I can't remember who we lost to now, but people were physically fighting outside. It was crazy. Mate, it was like, it's the whole, like, I get that it's the whole fan cam culture. Like, I know people don't like it and they don't understand it, and you know, it's all like the older generation. Oh, you've only been United fans since you started YouTube. These sort of people, which fine, they're allowed their opinion, they're allowed to say what they want. But it was these people and other people coming over, like starting on the likes of Flex and Adam and all these people. These lads don't deserve that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's how hostile the sort of the fans got because the football was so bad. And I think now the people, it's like, so I don't know what it is, but at the minute there's a group of fans on the internet that sort of just go after like Ollie a little bit, like, and it's. Yeah. There's like, but there's like different stages of these fans. Like you've got like the all in Ollie out brigade, like they anything he does will be. He's like,
no matter what,
he's not doing it. I want him out. He's loaned out Pereira. Get him out. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got the middle section of like, oh, you know, yeah, I want him out, but I can praise him when we've got a decent or we've played well. And then you've got like, I put myself in this bracket where they will back him no matter what he does, mate. Just because, and I think it comes from.
But you give him criticism when he's.
You can. Yeah, you obviously can say to him, "Hang on a minute. Well, yeah, we lost that game. It was probably this and that, but I'm still going to back the guy because he's the manager of our football club, and it's not like." Yeah. Like Fergie said, if you can't, you've got to support. You've got to support your manager. You know, from now on, you've got to back your manager because at the end of the day, Man United fans are spoiled. Especially my generation. I was born in the 90s, so I was born into.
I was 99, bro, so I'm right behind you.
Exactly. So I was 91. So I was like born into Man United on the TV all the time. 1999, you know, FA Cups, league titles, blah blah blah. Used to win, best manager on the planet. And then when he leaves, you're like, oh fucking hell! How did this guy win the Premier League title? Phil Jones and Smalling at centre half. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I think that's the biggest problem. I don't think it's the YouTube channels. I don't think it's younger fans. I don't think it's older fans. I think it's just Man United fans as a whole that are just spoiled.
I think you're right. We are spoiled, but you don't. I think. Do you know? I honestly think, right? And I think in terms of flip flop, I won't say I'm flip flop because when Ollie does well, I'll be saying, "Listen, he got it right. Let's back him." When he does wrong, I'm like, "He's an idiot. What's he doing?" And I think I said on the terrace. So I'm on the terrace, right? And I said, "Oh, football's changing." Terry said, "Football's not." And I analysed that comment, guys, and I think what's happened that's changed is the teams around us. So we've went from dominating, right? We went from winning 3 back-to-back, right? We done a 3-peat at the league. But amongst this 7-8 year period, we've seen Liverpool win trophies, unfortunately. We've seen Man City win trophies. And we've not even been there or thereabouts. We've been left behind. And I think for me and you, Carl, and Emma, I think it's frustration because it's like, the saying, we are Man United. It's like, it's not cockiness, it's like the arrogance that we had, the swagger. Like, what's going on here? Like, we're Man United. Do you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't happen. And I think Ollie's unfortunate because he is the 4th manager after Fergie, and he's had to deal with, okay, I'm coming. So you want snack?
This is my life in a nutshell. It's great to see someone else struggling with it.
No, do you know what? Do you know what the thing is? Like, I tend to keep him at bay, right? Then, because for work, obviously, work from home, right? So it's like, and then one of my colleagues said, she just said, "Bobby, why are you trying to control him? He's a kid. He's gonna do things. Do you know what I mean? His dad's home. What else is he gonna do? Do you know? He's gonna want the attention. So no, I salute you, bro. Trust me, and like it's tough, but we're here. So all you mums out there, including you, Emma, listen, take my hat off to you, 100%. But what I'm saying is about Ollie is that he's unfortunate because he's picked up 3 previous managers' different squads, okay, and 3 different kinds of play. And unfortunately, in that period before he took over, we've seen our rivals get better and win European League, European title in the league. And I personally think, I'm bad for it as well because I'm like, he's an idiot. But see, Sunday, when he put the team out, I said, you know what? He's not stupid. Obviously, he's not stupid, okay? Like, we can say, he's an idiot, but he's not stupid. And I just thought, you know what? Seatbelt on, enjoy the ride. Because it's like, when we win, he gets lauded. When we lose, he doesn't. And I just think, just accept it and just back your club. And there are few famous, popular YouTubers that do want Ollie out. And I just think to myself, is it personal? Or because we don't know him personally. Like at the end of the day, I cracked a joke and I feel bad when I say it now. I said, I was so angry. I said, all he was good for was sticking a toe and hitting the top corner and coming on when defenders were weak, right? And I got added for it and I backed it up and I said, look, if you watch the whole video, I praised them. I was just annoyed. And I just think, like you're talking about YouTubers and stuff, I feel like there is an agenda of like people are trying to like just be Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out. And I don't understand why it's so toxic. It bemuses me. We all support the same team here. Last time I checked. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I hate that it's so divided amongst the fans at the moment. You're either Ollie in or Ollie out, and there's a divide, and we shouldn't be like that. We should all be united. We should all support the club, whether you back the manager or not. You should all be united. There shouldn't be this divide of fans right now, and I feel like it is very toxic, and people get very personal to one another as well at the moment.
Yes, and do you know what? We're going to talk about that, and that's a great segue, Emma, and I'm glad you said that right now. So, obviously, I've joined the terrace. I'm on the football terrace now, and, we have loads of female colleagues, and unfortunately, they're being targeted. I mean, it's the elephant in the room at the moment, because they're female, and they talk about football. And for me, I have this old school saying, how can you disrespect a woman if you came from a woman? Now, for the younger people that might be listening to this or watch this back, what it means is that a woman gave birth to you, carried you, looked after you, some may have raised you and so on. So would you want that person to be treated the way people are trolling or the way you're trolling? And now, Emma, I need to ask, have you had any of the discrimination or the trolling from you started the YouTube channel?
Oh,
no.
I have had so much trolling. Certain people that are trolling certain females at the moment, they've been trolling me as well. I've had it for years. I've been called all names under the sun. I've been called vile, horrible names. I literally locked myself in the bathroom and cried all night, and KARL couldn't even talk me down because I was so upset. And he's like, just don't listen to him, block them. And it's easy said than done, because those words, those words, like, that you remember them. And like, I've had people screenshot my videos and I'm like, oh, she doesn't look good without the filters. I've had so much, like, she doesn't know anything about football, stop talking. I've had so much stuff, and I've got to the point now where I try and block it all out, but it still does hurt.
It's annoying, isn't it? And do you know what? I think let's not sugarcoat it. It's bullshit, isn't it? It's fucking bullshit, right? Let's because if anyone talked to my wife like that, well, they're not worth the court case. Put it that way. But like, it is what people don't realize is that these things that people say is traumatic because it's in your head. You are reading these comments about yourself, and then unfortunately, one starts to doubt themselves. You know, you must think, what, did I not say something right? And, you know, side note, it's already tough being a woman in this world already. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And I think, KARL, I'm going to come to you with this one. It's tough, isn't it, to try and support and protect at the same time?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is difficult. And the thing is, like, most of the women that talk about football actually know what they're on about, and it's like, it's mad that shout out to Andy, by the way, class guy.
Andy Fort, man.
Yeah, he's a top guy, is Andy. It's do you know what it angers me more is like the fact is it's always done on looks. The first thing is but the thing is, it could be most of the time it's like a backhanded sort of insult, like, oh, how can she know about football because she's pretty, or do you know what I mean, or look at this woman, about, do you know, it's always like a, do you know what I mean, I'm going to say this because she's my wife, but she obviously is a very good looking lady, and then because she's talking sense about a sport, a man's sport, it's then reflected in a negative because she knows what she's on about. It doesn't make any sense. It
comes down to, as well, I've had to change. I always have to make sure I wear jumpers now, because I feel like,
oh yeah, you can't wear a nice top.
Otherwise, if I wear a nice top, she's revealing herself to get looks. So I make sure I have baggy jumpers and everything now, because I want my knowledge to come across and not how I look. So I've had to change my whole look for YouTube, because people just dig you, like, they say the vile things, like, you don't know anything about football, you're just wearing a nice top to get clicks or something. So I've had to change my whole look, my whole personality, just to talk football. The
one that does make me laugh is, oh, she only puts on the United top for likes. It's like, fuck, mate, someone could support United whether you're gay, straight.
Listen, mate, I mean, our club, it doesn't really. We've got nothing to be shouting about with our club. I think. Do you know what you said, guys? Right? Like, I think it pains me and it hurts me, because I've got female friends who play football at a decent level, and it's like, obviously you see the people in the terrace, and also you see all the female YouTubers like yourself, and I mean, you guys are colleagues, you're friends, the other couple. I think it's Amy and I can't remember the gentleman's name. Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's like you're breaking a narrative, you're breaking the barrier, you're changing things up. But it's sad, isn't it, that people see it as a change? Why shouldn't it just be the norm? And for me, I'm all for equality, like I was telling you guys off air. I'm all for changing the narrative, you know. And 2020 has been a shit year. There have been a few positives, you know. We can go as far as saying the Vice President of America is female, you know. And for me personally, and my friends, that is massive. I don't know, we're going a bit left off football here, but, you know, people need to realize that there are females that are capable of just doing a good and a better job than males. And we're going to go towards mental health, right? Because Emma, you said that you had to change your look. Yeah. Now, right, I'm going to say something, right? My wife is busty. She's curvy. Okay, she's half Algerian, so she's African basically, right? So she's busty in areas, right? And it's like, oh, I can't. I'm like, shut up. just dress nice, look good. Not unfortunately, it is the way it is. If you wear a low blouse, low on the top, people are going to look at your chest. Yeah, so what? I mean, doesn't mean you are a woman who's trying to feel good about herself, so you dress accordingly. There's no, and also, Karl, take the words out of my mouth, but I'm sure you want to see your wife looking good every day. So if she wants to, do you know what I mean?
Do you know, the thing is though, like, it's when people go like, even if someone does dress like your wife, my wife, you know, whatever, whoever's wife dresses like that, and then you always get the comments is, do you know, or do you let her go out like that, or why do you let her wear that, or it's the fact is, oh, does it bother the other men that are looking at her? And it's like, no, mate, because she's married to me, she's coming home with me. She's my wife, mate. So, do you know what I mean?
The thing is, we are female and we do like to feel good about ourselves. So, you know, if I'm a busty girl, so if I like to put on a nice tight top, I like to feel good about myself. All women like to feel sexy. That's what, you know, women like to feel. So, you know, that's for me, that's for us to feel good about ourselves. We don't, otherwise we're just going to feel down about ourselves and down how we look. We need to learn, women need to learn to love themselves, because all body shapes are beautiful. So for men to pick at us for feeling good about ourselves, for wanting to feel sexy for ourselves, I feel like it's just sexism. I don't get it. Like,
well, you know the funny thing is, because you can't go to football like that. You can go to football like that, but you wouldn't be able to go to football like that. Everyone would be like, oh my fucking god, look at this bin. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
And do you know what you've just said, right, Karl? What's it got to do with them? Just keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? Keep it moving. Do you stop and analyze every single thing that happens in your view? No, just keep it moving. And I think I just want to touch on the mental health for it. And like, Emma, I think it's really sad and it's gutting, because you felt like the need that you couldn't come out of the bathroom. You felt the need that you had to change the whole thing. I mean, I dare ask, how did you cope? You know, like, I know you. I mean, you look amazing now. You know, I see the videos you're doing, and it's good to hear that, you know, you didn't let these idiots win. So, like, mentally, how was it for you, and how ddid you cope?
Well, I didn't cope very well, did I? I literally I stopped doing videos for a while. I just didn't. I felt like I couldn't say what I wanted to say, and I couldn't go on and do videos how I wanted to look. So I don't know if you see videos as well. Like, I've been coming on with no makeup on, hair scraped back, because I'm trying to, you know, I shouldn't have to prove that I know football without looking glam. So I've been trying to put a point across that I can look dowdy and still talk football. But Karl was just like, you wear makeup every day, Emma, so just go on and wear your makeup.
Why should you change who you are?
Yeah.
That's the sad world we live in. And it's sad because, do you guys remember just going to secondary school and just being normal? There was no bullying. It was like, oh, you've got long hair, I've got short hair. Do you know, there was no like trolling. You've got black skin, you've got white skin. Do you know what I mean? There was no like, everyone was different, and there was no problems. There was no analysis. And do you know? I just think, just to conclude that, I think it's sad now how everything is marginalized, from the way you look, the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. You don't know what's going through that person's lives, you know. And you're a mom of 4. Do you know what I mean? The fact that you can still do that, come on, give these guys content, which, let's be honest, they tune into and they click. Do you know what I mean? So, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up and get on with your life. If you're not interested, keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I salute you for that. And coming to you, Karl, with the mental health part, as a man, you know, it's tough watching your wife give birth. go through pain and you can't help them.
No, yeah.
So, like, was that a bit similar to see Emma go through that? And you think, did you feel defenseless? Do you feel useless? How were you feeling at the time?
You know, like, because it's hard, because when someone that's usually not got a face on these accounts, that'll give women abuse, Emma abuse, or whatever. Even me, mate. I've been. Oh, mate, there's been some fucking horrible stuff said about me in there. Yeah. But when someone's saying this and that about Emma, it's like, and the thing is, it doesn't just affect her; it affects me, because like it's not like she's upset, down, and snappy, and having to go at me because it was sort of it's all my fault because let's do YouTube for a laugh, and that was my fault that she's on YouTube and now she's getting this abuse. Do you know what I mean? Then I'm being moaned at all the time because she's getting the grief, and then it's upsetting me because I can't then persuade her to feel better about herself because some moron that's no doubt probably 12 and locked in his bedroom is just clicking on videos and just giving unnecessary abuse to people that they don't even know. Do you know what I mean? And that's the sad part of it nowadays, and the fact is social media doesn't help itself, because yes, YouTube's social media and we all love it, but there needs to be some sort of, Twitter's the worst for it. You can set up account after account after account after account after account after account. There's no way no one could prove who you are. Yes, you got an IP address that you can track you to, but why can you then set up multiple accounts in someone else's name? It's mad, isn't it? I don't understand. But yeah, people in social media, it really is hard when your wife is getting, or girlfriend, or it could be mother, sister, brother. Do you know what I mean? Is getting some tremendous abuse online from people that don't know them just because said person wants to voice their opinions on the internet. Like, it's not. And it's not like most of the time it's a massive community. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's channels, there's our channel, there's loads of other channels out there, and now like most channels are now mixing together, doing bits and bobs. But then you're being targeted. Exactly, yeah. But then you're being targeted off the back of that. Like, so say if someone doesn't like.
I did one with Mark Goldbush,
So when she does Ladies in Red on Sophie's channel, which is another Sophie, Meg, and Nicole, and all that. So Mark went on there. And then all of a sudden it's like, what's fucking Goldbush doing this for? They're all a bunch of, dishwashers.
Literally, me, Safe, and Meg and Nicole got trolled because we did a video with Mark. And we literally got accused of being in cahoots with Mark. We're getting paid by Mark. We literally got the most vile things thrown at us. And like, we was in a WhatsApp group, and Safe was like, ignore it, don't rise to him. But it was so hard because we got all these nasty comments about us just because we did a video of Mark Goldbridge, which was ridiculous.
But that comes off the back of people not liking Mark, so then you're getting abused because someone doesn't like someone you've done a video with. It's just like, it's just mad, isn't it, how people's minds work? I'll tell you what, because I don't like the guy you've got on this channel, I'm going to be the person that's interviewing said person. It's madness. When you think, my brain just doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't like someone, just don't watch it, or don't talk to a person, or, just don't abuse people that someone's doing something with. It's madness, mate.
Do you guys remember the old school saying from your parents? If you've not got nothing good to say, you don't say nothing at all.
Yeah,
exactly. But why is no one else being brought? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Exactly. Emma, just to conclude on this, what would you, if you were to give advice to up-and-coming females who have the confidence to stand in front of a camera, talk about football, what advice would you give them?
I would just say to them, just remember to be yourself, have fun, and just ignore any negativity, because if you're getting hate, it means you're doing something right. And people are jealous of what you are doing. People only hate on you because they're jealous of you. So if you're attracting us hate, take it as a compliment. I messaged some of the girls on She Devils because they got trolled the other night, and one of them got really upset, and I DM'd her and said, look, don't take it to heart. They was on about her weight and stuff, and I was just like, ignore them. Literally, they're just sad, low-life people. Just ignore them.
And do you know what? It's true. And like, hold tight to the She Devils. So to them, I remember I watched some of their things. I watched Mary in her car when she does her little videos during the day. thank you for that. And I hope people that are watching, if you've got a daughter or a sister or, you know, a female friend or your spouse or whatever that wants to do it, you know, please listen to that, because one thing that people don't realize, there's a massive support network when you do these YouTube things. And, you know, it's annoying to hear someone say, oh, I've been through this. It's also wonderful to hear someone say, to give you advice how to cope with it. So thank you for that. I'm going to quickly segue to this question. Listen, guys, thank you for the comments. We do put them up, and I do acknowledge them. So thank you very much. Emma, you guys have had some lovely comments so far. Obviously, hey guys, up the United family. Shout out to Aunt James Sutcliffe. Yeah, there you go. So just a quick question here before we go on to our next topic. Abdi Mahmoud said, is Ollie good enough to win the trophies? If not, what is he here? If not, why is he here? I think, Abdi, you asked this yesterday, actually, and I think I did reply to. I'm just going to go before you, Emma, if that's okay. I think that everyone says Poch in, blah, 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 that, right? Listen, at the end of the day, look at the caliber of managers available, okay? We can say Poch is a better coach. Obviously, on evidence, that is the facts. But Poch, everyone says Ollie hasn't won anything. Neither has Poch. So if we're going to keep the same energy for Ollie, keep the same energy for Poch. And I've always been saying, like, Poch would improve these players. Yes, of course. But so would any manager, because on historic facts, any new manager that comes into the big club, first 12 weeks, as we've seen, everyone's up. You know, there's a bounce. And is he good enough to win the trophies? In my opinion, from what I've seen, no. However, the squad is. So, you know, Emma, what would you like to say on that?
Do you know what? I agree with the whole Poch thing. I feel like fans are hypocrites that say they want Poch in and they want Ollie out. Because I'm like, well, they say Ollie hasn't won anything. Well, neither has Poch. So why are you going to bring one manager in that hasn't won anything either? I do feel like Ollie can win trophies. I feel like it's hard to say, but we always say he is still learning on the job, which I know is quite a big statement to say that he shouldn't still be learning on the job. But he is going to make some stupid errors. He is going to make some silly mistakes, but he also makes some great decisions. And we have seen it where he comes out, like against Leeds. I've been banging on. I don't like playing two CDMs. I do not like playing Scott McTominay at the moment because he's very sideways, very backwards player.
Hey, that's the Scottish Yaya Toure, Emma. Hey.
My family's Scottish. My family is Scottish, so I love the Scottish. My granddad's Scottish. he lives in Aberdeen.
Great save.
But I was just like, do you know what? At the end of the day, fair play, Ollie. You told me, you know, something different. I thought that wouldn't work, but it did.
And you know what? You're right, because listen, I'm in a few group chats, and I know for a fact people saw Daniel James, KARL, and people saw Scott McTominay, and they were like, "What the hell's going on?" I tweeted, "Daniel James, I hope he plays well. You know, back him. Come on," because I just think, like, the headache and the energy you're going to use negativity-wise, just back your club. just you know what I mean? I'll just get you to answer this question from Abdi here. Me and Emma just answer it. It was, is Ollie good enough to win trophies? If not, what is he here for?
Yeah, no, sorry, apologies by the way. Baby's just woken up and he's screaming.
Listen, mate. Mate.
He's a daddy downstairs. It's a nightmare. Yeah, so, right, listen, there's a few things. Obviously, I heard Emma talk about Poch and stuff and not winning trophies, and Ollie's not winning trophies. Well, a little bit of background. Ollie actually won back-to-back titles with Mulder in Norway, by the way. Which, yeah.
They don't want to hear that, KARL. They don't want to hear that, do they?
No, they don't want to hear that, mate. But the thing is, you get, it's only the Norwegian league, right? That's fine. But then the whole thing is, like, because you've played football. I've not played football at a level that you have, but I've played football. And it can only beat what's in front of you. So if Ollie's winning back-to-back titles in Norway, which is not easy, by the way, in any league, and then that was the first time they've won. I think it was the first time they won the title since for like 15 years or something mad that it was.
Yeah.
In hindsight, that's a great achievement. So what doesn't? Exactly. It's a league trophy in the top division in that country, right? And then you get but you relegated Cardiff. Right, number one, that Cardiff side was always going down, mate. Not even Jose Mourinho or Pep Guardiola could have saved that Cardiff side. Number two, Jurgen Klopp relegated Mainz before he went to Dortmund. So again, that's another comparison.
Listen, they don't keep the same energy. Look,
it's a narrative, mate. It's a narrative that people love to drive, and I don't know why. So
it's crazy.
Exactly. I get that he makes stupid mistakes, and I think the reason he's here. I tell you, the real reason he's here is the Glazers have got away with one here because the club was in such a mess. The fans were so toxic towards the board. They've gone, we need to pull something out of our ass here, and then and say, we've got to do something here. What can we do? I'll tell you what. Let's employ a legend that everyone loves. Ollie comes in, and they got lucky because he's gone on that 15 to 16 game run. And they're absolutely buzzing, mate. And they've gone, Jesus Christ, now they look amazing. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, like you said earlier, like any manager that comes in, our team is going to play brilliant football. So they're going to want to impress the new manager. Once it's died down, like any job, when you start a new job, you want to impress your new boss. And then after you've been there a few months, it's like, I just kind of slack it a little bit. And that's the same with professional footballers.
Exactly. But you go back to the first PSG one when we got hammered at Old Trafford, but we went to Paris and pulled out the bag. Man, I didn't see one negative comment about anyone that day. Oh, we're amazing. We're back. Rio Ferdinand's going mental in the studio. All the fans are absolutely loving life. And then we lose a game and it's like, oh, by the way, Ollie's not good enough. He's a PE teacher. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on. He's definitely good enough to win a title, mate. We're playing now. I would say, I'm going to put it out there, we're playing the best football we've played since Fergie's gone.
But we are very inconsistent. You can't.
We are, but that comes from a young squad. Like it's like everyone goes on the semi-finals. Do you know what I mean?
We are. Look, I mean, we are inconsistent. Yes, we are because. Why are we inconsistent? Because if you look at the squad, I mean, okay, he's got Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Okay. If you look at the squad, though, you can say it's imbalanced. There's a debate for that. There's an argument for that. Okay. However, we need to look at the squad as a whole. And if you look at the dressing room and stuff, what he went into is not what we currently have now. Do you know what I mean? And that's tough. There was like poisonous. There was players that obviously wanted to leave. It's tough. Imagine going into your work knowing you want to leave, but at the same time you're just going to be here until someone takes you up. So you're not really going to try, are you? Because you're going to get paid, win, lose, or draw. If you're injured, you're still going to get paid. So the result doesn't really matter to you. You're just there. Do you know what I mean? So instead of be professional, do your job, and then wait till someone takes you on. Unfortunately, and that's what people forget. In football, this is the only profession where a team could do wrong, but it's the manager that goes. Do you know?
Do you know what I mean? It's mental, isn't it? And do you know the biggest problem with the game as such, and I think our team, our squad, used to be when Ollie came in, was the money, mate. The money has ruined this game. So like you just said, like you could literally turn up and score 6 own goals, get your manager sacked, and then you've done your job there because that's what you're aiming for. But you're all right. You're in the squad next week. Exactly, which makes zero sense. But do you know what I mean? It's mad. But yeah, on regards to the last one, on the actual question, he's definitely good enough, and he is here to turn the club around, and I think he's actually doing it slowly.
Yeah, I think. Look, we need to remember, right? If Liverpool didn't win the Champions League, City didn't win those trophies, if it was Chelsea or the odd Tottenham, would there be much scrutiny on Ollie? I don't think so.
No,
Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to segue over to another topic that's unfortunately 2020 has highlighted a lot, especially in football, is racism. I think, obviously, with sexism and discrimination, unfortunately, we live in a world where racism is very much alive, and it's very much in the sport we all love. What's your thoughts on racism in general, and also racism in football?
Mate, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I still wear these bands, mate. The stand up against the racism that Nike did about 20 years ago. You know what I mean? I still got them on, mate. Racism doesn't work in my head, mate. I just don't understand it. Honestly, it's completely baffling, mate. Because I don't look at a black guy and go, oh, like the people, oh, well, I'm better than you, or a black woman and say, oh, I'm better than you. You're literally you're the same person, whether you're black, white, yellow, green, purple, pink. You're still your human race. You're still level on everything. There's no reason why you should get a job above this person. There's no reason why you shouldn't earn this, like women and men. Why this person should earn less than that person. There's no reason why a white guy in a stand could shout at Fred, Paul Pogba, loads of racist slurs because he's given the ball away, but then praise Scott McTominay for passing it backwards. Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't make sense, mate. I don't get it. Racism for me is not like when I moved up to Manchester. One of my good friends, Casimir's good friend now, like, but Jay from Stretford Paddock.
Yeah.
We spoke about this. He come on our channel loads. I've been to the Paddock studio and done videos there, and we speak about it most of the time when something happens, and it's like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Racism, like we have black friends. It's not.
You don't see them as there's no skin color. They're human beings.
They're just your friends, right?
Yeah, they're just our friends. Like we have, in your family. Do you know what I mean? Like,
my niece is black, and when she gets when she gets abuse, it's dead hard. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it hurts like to see friends and family get abused because their skin color is different. It don't make any sense, mate. And it should just be banished, and there should be well more punishment for people that do it and are racist and get caught, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's what really bugs me. The punishments for people that get caught being racist is ridiculous.
Why do you think it happens? I mean, okay, let me rephrase the question. I mean, we know why it happens because people are ignorant, uneducated, evil, negative, and so on. We both know it's hard to understand because it's weird, isn't it, that someone could look at me, not know me, but call me black, blah, 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 but not know me at all. And, the funny thing is, there's like different classes of it. There's like systematic, there's casual. And, when you speak to me, the way I talk in Scotland, when I speak to people on the phone from work or so on, the look I get when they realize I'm not a white Scotsman, and it's like they pause, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Bobby. And they're like, oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. But that pause is like they're shocked. And I can understand that. Like, why you still see me and think, oh, he's black. Yeah. Why is that a phrase? I'll never understand that.
I don't know, mate. Do you know what? It struck me a couple of years back when I don't know. It might have been the Euros competition or some qualifiers, I think. And there's a few black lads playing for Ireland, and they were like, "Well, how is he Irish?" And I'm like, "What question? What sort of question is that?" So what? If you're Irish, you have to be pale and ginger. Do you know what I mean? But that's the stereotype, and everything. It's not just like it's not you can't. It's not just racism as oh you're black, I'm white. It's oh you're Irish. So the stereotype is the racist. All the what's the word I'm trying to use for? It's like your culture and stuff is oh you're just pale and ginger.
Yeah.
And you can't go outside in the sun, or you go to Scotland, then there's stereotypes up there, and you come back. It's crazy, mate.
I've got my mum's Irish, and then obviously my granddad's Scottish. I've got a lot of different, cultures in my family. And when I say like, I'm quarter Scottish, Irish, they're like, you're not Irish. I'm like, well, no, I am. My mum's full Irish. Like I have the Irish blood. Just because I haven't got ginger hair. You know what I mean? It's
you don't talk funny. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
It's funny, mate. Because obviously, like I'm Scottish, so my origin's Nigeria, but I've lived here for 20 plus years, so it's my home. So that's why I say I'm Scottish. And like I don't know if you know a guy called Latimus Prime on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen Prime. He's Irish and he's black, right? Yeah. And there's I do show a guy with BITZ and he's English and he's black, and we crack jokes with each other and stuff. And I said to him, I was like, do you think when people watch us, this was back in the day when they said, oh, there was an Irishman, Englishman, and a Scottishman. Do you think we were the skin color that they all thought when they hear? And do you know the reason I cracked that joke is because times have changed. Yeah. Okay. Times have changed now. There's interracial coupling. There's black people being born in Ireland. There's black people being born in Scotland. There's white, dark-haired people being born in Ireland. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And it's a subject for me that unfortunately is never going to die, because there's always going to be some ignorant person or group. And what I like talking about racism is I love to see people's confidence to say, I don't understand it, it's stupid. And that for me makes me happy, because, as I told you about living in Scotland and stuff, it's already tough knowing, but when people make it out to you and they highlight it, it's just like, okay, really? Do you know? So no, when I hear you guys speaking, it gives me so much hope for your family, your kids, the next generation, because my wife is mixed race, my son's mixed race, my son is flipping quarter Algerian, half Scottish, quarter Nigerian. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna have beautiful babies. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I always say to people, like, why is it that instead of antagonizing a culture, but if you went to their country, you'd want to eat their food, you'd want to enjoy their weather, but when you see them on the street, it's like you this, and I think to myself, but you eat Chinese, you eat Jamaican food.
The guy that's being racist to you or to the next, mixed race guy is the one that's going into like chicken shops and eating Jamaican food and doing and absolutely having the best time of his life, mate, without actually realizing it's culture that apparently you don't like. It doesn't make any sense.
When you're going on these gorgeous holidays, Dominican Republic, where we've been.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Like, people go out there and then they have these racist minds. I'm like, well, why are you going to their country then? Why are you enjoying a beautiful holiday if you've got that mindset?
Exactly.
It's a shame, but the thing is like you were saying, it's the ignorant people. Why can't it be flipped? Like, instead of going backwards, why can't we educate instead of being ignorant? Why can't we just educate people? Why can't people educate people to not be an idiot? Do you know what I mean? The thing is, I've never really, without sounding stupid, I've never really been told not to be racist. Do you know what I mean? I've never not been told to. What?
But you know what right is wrong, though.
Like, by the way, don't say this to this person, and don't say this. I just grown up thinking, well, there's not really, there's no difference here.
what I find What I find is good, especially when we was up in the schools in Manchester, is they hammered it into the kids that it's a multicultural school. So the kids are not being brought up to be racist. Do you know what I mean? That they're being educated through school. So when they leave school, they're not going to have these stupid comments like these grown men do, women do, in their 30s, 40s. Kids are being educated through school now, which I think is amazing. Like, the kids at school, that they don't see any difference. They don't know any difference because they've been educated through their school years, which I think is fabulous.
One of the best days I've ever had in Manchester, mate, was Manchester Day, actually. It's actually called Manchester Day, and it's like a massive carnival, mate, right? And it's all basically, this whole carnival is based on Manchester being proud of being multicultural. Obviously, they've got a massive multicultural thing. They're obviously at Chinatown and the whole of like Levenshulme and houses and all that. And it's absolutely amazing, mate. So, and it's just massive carnival, mate, with every culture, from every background, from every country that just parade through Manchester, mate. And it's just a massive party in the street, mate. It's absolutely incredible. And it's just a massive celebration.
We took the kids there.
We took the kids, yeah. It's like a massive family thing. You take the kids and there's like music from all sorts of different backgrounds. All the food stalls are out. It's just, mate, it's incredible. And that's the good side of it. That's the good side of being a multicultural country. Do you know what I mean? But then again, it always comes back to that one idiot that says something ridiculous to someone that looks different to them.
Yeah, and do you know what? Like, God bless you, Carl, because like I saw the passion in you there and smiling about like the cultures and like the calling one of the best days. It's funny, isn't it? Because like, do you know, if I was to meet you on the street and we're talking, who just put Man United? Oh, cool, same do I. Where are you from, mate? Oh, what do you do? It's like it should be a conversational starter to be like, yeah, I'm from Scotland. Do you know what, mate? Like, it's bloody cold up here. Do you know what I mean? What's the word? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You should be like, oh, and then do you know what? You'd be like, oh yeah, I met a guy from Scotland, by the way. Do you know what I mean? Like, it should be embraced, because when I was growing up here, I was the only black kid in my class, black kid in my football team until I went to secondary school. And it was like, my friends were like, Bobby, is your mum going to make that rice and stew? Can we come up? Do you know what I mean? They were like, food's one of the most best things to bring people together. Yeah. Because it's like different tastes, different culture, then you ask questions. And I'm trying to design a program where, for my workplace, where we treat racism, but we don't just punish it, but we teach it, we educate it. Because I have the saying, if you change the minds, you'll change the attitudes. Because once you change their minds, their attitudes are going to change, you know. And unfortunately, it has to be about their color of skin, or it has to be a woman, you know. And it's sad that 2020 we're still highlighting these problems, you know. And just to conclude on that, and like, I want to thank you to talk about that, because I personally think it doesn't get spoken about enough. That's why I've started this Bits and Bobs Meets. Because not only just to talk about football, but to talk about society problems. And, you know, I'm always an advocate of saying that, you know, racism isn't just black on black. Racism could be white on white, you know, Irish, Scottish, you know, flipping, I mean, postcodes. People used to fight over postcodes. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? And like, for me, it's like, I don't see you guys as a white couple. I just see you as Colin and Emma. If someone said to me, "Oh, what they like," I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're from Manchester." I think your skin color would probably be the last thing, or I probably wouldn't even mention. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? It's these things, and like, people say, "Oh yeah, he's black." Okay, cool. Information.
It's an unnecessary thing, isn't it? Like you say, I don't look at you and go, "Oh yeah, he's a black United YouTuber." It's not that. It's, you know, it's Bits and Bobs, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. It's madness, mate. Honestly, mate, I haven't got words to explain how I actually feel about it, because it just bends my mind, mad. I don't understand how that is a thing. Like, oh, I met this really nice guy, by the way. Oh, he's black, by the way. Right, okay. Like you said, okay, thanks, mate. Oh, I'm not really his friend now. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, I don't know.
What I would say to people is that, you know, if you don't know, go educate yourself. Because what I say to people at work is, from this guy, and I'm from Edinburgh, lad. Edinburgh, the capital, the big smoke. What I say to people is that if there's a sale at JD, or if you want a certain blouse, dress, trainer, whatever, you go on your phone and it's like 3 taps or whatever, information right there and then. Keep the same energy if you want to learn about racism, or what you should and shouldn't say. And that's all I always say to people, you know, keep the same energy, because, you know, we all go crazy for Boxing Day sales. We all go crazy for ASOS, Boohoo. I'm trying to get a sponsor here. So guys, if they're watching, please tell them to hit me up. But like, yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, we're so like, Emma, I don't know if you do this, but my wife, like, if she goes to someone's house and she sees something, where did you get that from?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, oh, Pinterest or whatever. Do you know what I mean? We're so, this society is so quick to find out something they want to find out about. So I'm saying, do you know what? Don't be ignorant. Find out about it. Read up on it, you know, because you may have been casual racist yourself, or even going forward, you can call it out. Guys, I'm looking at the time, and there's one more thing I want to talk about before we concluded. I just want to say, guys, I always forget to say this. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I always forget to say that on the video. So please make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Paul Pogba. Now.
Have you been tweeting me about this?
Yeah, no, because the reason, do you know what? The reason I'm asking, right, is because for some reason, well, I think there's a lot of reasons why this guy, I'm not going to say splits the fan base. I think why this guy equals or gives off a different opinion. For me, he's my favorite player on the team. And if I'm honest, I still don't know why we bought him, if I'm honest. Because I think at the time, we didn't need him. It was just, I personally thought it was for commercial, Pogba, this whole, we literally was like a bang on social media. And I think, I don't want to go at the younger generation, but I think for them it was like Stormzy and Pogba on TV. Do you know what I mean? Like Stormzy, like, do you know that hype? Where for me, I was thinking, we don't even need them. Like, like, and look, and I love Paul Pogba, like I do. And do I love him that much that I'm blindsided to what happens? No, 100% not. Does he deserve the treatment and the racism he gets? No. Does he deserve the criticism? Yes. Because any professional gets it. Any professional can get it. If you play well, you'll get lauded. If you play bad, you're going to get criticised. Emma, I'm going to come to you first because I want Karl to conclude and finish the show with his opinion. What's your opinion on Paul Pogba when he came, during, and now?
I mean, I love Paul Pogba, so I was thrilled that he was back. You know, he is a big name, and to have him in your team, it's like, wow, we've got Pogba back. This is going to be good. And do you know what? I still feel like, Paul Pogba does have a place in the team. It's just fine. Ollie just needs to find his midfield. He needs to find them a way in altogether. For me, I don't like his inconsistency at the moment. Before he was very inconsistent when he come on a pitch and he looked like he just couldn't be bothered. When we know what Paul Pogba can do, and then like 5 games later, he has an absolutely fantastic game, looks world class, and we're like, that's a Paul Pogba we love. The things surrounding Paul Pogba, like his agent, the media, I feel like Paul Pogba needs to stamp that out, because when the whole France thing came out, he literally went onto social media straight away to say it was fake news. But when it came to Manchester United, he went 5 days to put an Instagram post out, and I was like, well, why are you waiting 5 days? But then soon as it's about France, and we know how much he loves his French team, he puts it out straight away, fake news. I'm like, have that same energy for Manchester United then. That's my only criticism with him.
I'm glad, because like it's very healthy what you're saying. Like, you know what he can do. And I honestly think that's the biggest frustration, because we've seen him win a World Cup. We've seen him be instrumental. We've seen him go to City and say, yeah, so what? 2 goals, boom. And it's like, just give me that. At least 3/4 of that every game. Because one thing I will say, the Man United fans, majority of them are honest. If you run yourself into the ground, if you give effort, or even if you don't do that, but show us that you want to win, you want to be here, 100%. For me, I think sometimes I am blinded because I'm like, it's Paul Pogba. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, you really didn't have to do that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, and I felt at times that, Andy, thank you so much, mate. You are a gentleman, sir. I think sometimes with Paul Pogba, like you said, Emma, the comment about the agent. Now, I've got 2 things about Raiola, right? Raiola, people think he's poison, right? But I'm going to take a step back from this and look beneath the surface and analyze it. He's doing his job. And I think his job is to get his client the best deal or the best move, right? And then I think to myself, Paul Pogba has illustrated his relationship with this guy. So, I mean, and then you could say, in the last few years, who's treated Pogba better? Raiola, his agent, who's employed by him, or Man United? You could say it leans slightly towards Raiola, because I believe when Pogba came in, he was told, we're going to sign so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. And it didn't happen. Okay. However, that doesn't mean you go below average, below performance. You still got to keep performing. So I agree with you, 100%. Every word you said, I agree with you. Carl, I'm coming to you, my friend, because I'm just playing. I want you to conclude this and wrap up the show, because I think more is from frustration for you, because I think you know what he can do. And I'm going to say this as well, right? Because people might take this a dig, but it's not a dig. When you go to football matches, you see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see when players don't run, you see what the cameras don't cover. And I feel like, I would say your opinion's greater, but you can understand where you're coming from. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Because at home, you only see what the camera shows. Let's be honest. So Carl, just to hear your point, and then conclude the Pogba matter for me.
Yeah, listen, like I've said it on numerous videos on everyone's channel, the Paddock, ours, all for United, just a couple of days ago, like a week or so ago, actually. I got asked Paul Pogba world class, and I said, yeah. I love the guy, mate. I think he's an absolute top player, mate. On his day, and this is the problem. This is the problem. On his day is said too much. On his day, he's the best, one of the best midfielders in Europe, mate. But when is that day? I think, like you said, why did we sign him? I was like that as well. Yes, I'm absolutely buzzing, mate. Pogba's back. What a player. Lit up Serie A for many years. But then you got to look at, he's not built to be the star boy, mate. Yes, he brings the shirt sales. Yes, he brings the social media following. Yes, he's massive outside of football. He's famous. He's a famous person outside of football. But he's not the star boy in a football team, because you look
Carl,
at the team.
Catch your question. Just from what you said, do you think he is? Now, bear with me when I phrase this. Do you think he is the new generation, the definition of the new generation footballer, as in always on social media? You remember what Beckham was like, slowly creeping into that pop star, football celeb kind of life? Do you think Pogba is now the definition of this is just what he does? This is what they do?
Yeah, he's a celebrity. He is a celebrity. He's not just a footballer, he's a celebrity, which I don't have a problem with. One of my actual idol is David Beckham, mate, and he's an absolute god in my eyes, mate.
And he's a celebrity.
And he is a celebrity, mate, and what a footballer he was. And I think his career has been tarnished, just as like with Pogba. Beckham's career got tarnished because he was a celebrity.
If you imagine social media back when David Beckham,
you don't even need to imagine that. You don't even need to imagine that, because look what he struggled when he got sent off against Argentina, mate. They crucified him, and Facebook wasn't even a thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it was all over the papers, the tabloids, in the news.
If we had Twitter back then, all the vile things would be said about David Beckham. I think because social media highlights everything, I think Pogba gets a lot more, because social media is massive now.
Yeah.
And in that generation of being that celebrity.
But I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with him on social media. I don't have a problem with him dancing. I don't have a problem with him
performs.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of that. But he needs to. I just think he's like I was saying before, rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's like Pogba is not the cake, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's not the main ingredient in a recipe. He's the cherry on top. Do you know what I mean? He's not. You bring a Bruno now. You look at the team now. You'd say Bruno's probably the star man, and if you can get Pogba playing, them 35-yard passes, that pass into Martial, then winning the ball back and just spraying it wide. That is what you want Paul Pogba to do. And everyone says to me, "Oh, he should be a 10." No, he shouldn't. He needs to be a 6 or an 8. Let him gallop. He's like a horse, mate. He gallops on. His passing, his vision, his shooting is absolutely phenomenal. But the problem is you need to get him playing, and you need the teams to play for him, which is not a problem, because some of the best footballers in the world have had to have players play for them. So, which is not an issue to me, but it's about getting the consistency out of him. And with the price tag we paid for him, I'm just not bothered anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he goes, fine. And I hope if he does leave and he goes back to Juventus or goes to Madrid, I hope he becomes one of the best players in the world, mate, because I think United have probably done him injustice. I said exactly the same as you. I said he's been sold the dream to come back here into the absolute shambles that we're in. He's been sold the dream, mate. We're signing, like you said, this X, Y, and Z, they're coming in with you. We're going to win the Premier League within 2 years. You're going to look like an absolute diamond. Here's your 200k a week contract. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what it is. And no, he doesn't deserve the abuse that he gets from fans. At the end of the day, he's human. You can't say that game, was it like a year ago, 2 seasons ago, when he just stood at front of the Stretford end by the tunnel, and there's just people just giving him pelters. Yeah. And I felt so sorry for him, mate. As much as I'll criticise him for a bad performance, mate, that I will never get to that level of disrespect for a footballer who is way better than you, by the way, from some guy in a stand. You know what I mean?
It's just like when his agent come out and the vile things that were said, like they were tweeted at him. Like,
I've got a whole different new energy for Raiola, by the way. That guy, don't get me started.
Yeah.
They were at him, Paul Pogba, like saying the most vile things, saying get out our club. Racism got brought into it, and it's like, why would you need to do that as a Manchester United fan? Why do you need to tweet a Manchester United player, regardless of anything going on, to say the most vile things, call him the most vile names, racism brought into it? Why? I hated it. Hated every second of it. I had to stay off Twitter.
Yeah. No. I remember it, and like it becomes the norm, because it's like when I look for, I'm like, yeah, okay, here it comes. When the black players have a bad game, here it comes, you know. But no, thank you for that. The last 2-part question I'm going to ask, okay, is what made you do the YouTube?
Yeah.
With your wife, and what's the dream, or what's the goal, or like, you know, where do you think it's going to go? Where would you like it to go?
It come around. It was just like an off the cuff thing, mate. Literally, it was literally an off the cuff thing. I can't remember what sort of triggered it. I mentioned it before Emma, actually, and I said to her, there's nothing like us knocking about. Do you know what I mean? There's not like, you see, you know, the United stand. You look at
Carl, keep going. I'm coming back. Keep going.
Yeah, look at the United stand. You look at Stretford Paddock. You look at all these channels, even like Flying Pig, etc., etc. Aaron and Saeed now, and I was just sort of said to Emma, I said, there's nothing like us. Like, we're literally a family of United fans that literally love United, and it was we sort of give it a rest for a little bit, and then Emma sort of said, do you know what, let's do a YouTube channel, and that's how it came about, really. So we started making videos. It started going all right, and there's a funny story actually to where YouTube ended up, the first channel, which was pretty crazy. But should we gloss over that, or should we talk about that? I don't really know. Is the baby right?
Yeah.
So there's a funny story to what actually, I don't know if you know it, Bobs, but so what happened is, basically, so Emma shot me down on the first opportunity to get a YouTube channel, and then she sort of said to me, "Oh, let's start one, because there's a niche we could expose." But then one night we was at about 5,000 subs actually. One night I just got hammered and deleted the channel in a mood.
No, it was because I did a video on my own for the very first time, and literally the views just shot up, and he was like, "That's it, I'm deleting it." We do a video together, we get no views. You've done one on your own, that's it, delete.
Which, by the way, I'm going to blame that solely on the drink, because I'm not about, I don't care, mate. We could have 100,000 subs, we could have 1,000, we could have 10 subs. As long as people in the chat are engaging and like what we do, mate, I'll carry on doing it. I'm not bothered about, like you said, what's the goal? There isn't one. There isn't one. Like, the biggest thing that we've ever done is we obviously were nominated. Like Andy just said, you should win awards. Well, we were nominated. We were the finalists in the SCAs this year for best newcomer. So
fantastic.
That for me was incredible. Like, they had over 1 million votes this year, and we were one of the finalists. So
we had some great people in there, like Alice Talks Football.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It was like some really big podcasts and that. We didn't place in the end, but that's not the achievement. There is
just getting there.
Getting there, and we actually I know we got a judge's vote as well. I know we did. So just to get one judge's vote that I know of is is absolutely phenomenal, because literally it's just an off the bat thing, mate. We're not, you know, you've watched some of our videos. We don't want to dram stats down people's throats.
Bro, it's real. That's what I like about you guys, right? It's like, I was talking to Usman and someone like, not Usman actually, Beaks. Like, me and Beaks, like, one thing, shout out to the YouTubers, buddy, because you meet such amazing people, and like, you just vibe. And like, I've known Beaks for a couple months, and I'm sitting talking to him, and we were just saying that, like, we'll naming off stuff we watch, and we were like, why do we watch it? And it's not, obviously it's engaging, but like, it's people I can relate to. Do you know what I mean? Like, the parent side, you know. KARL, with you, the man of the house, you know. Just being able to balance everything, support be the husband, be the supporter, do the chores in the house, and like, you know, have an easy life, and like support your wife, you know. It's stuff like that like I'm like, oh, I can see this guy, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like this whole video, we've both had to, all three of us have had to go attend to our kids. Do you know what I mean? And for that, for me, it makes it more appealing and engaging. It's just like, do you know what, actually, they just go for the same things that we go, and it's more real. And the fact that you do know your stuff with Man United, and also you're entertaining. do you know what I mean? So listen, you've got to be to enjoy it. And do you know what? I love your answer, KARL, but you know, you're just happy, right? For people always ask me what's your goal, blah blah. I'll be honest with you, because of COVID, I can't play football because of the restrictions and stuff. And my son's now playing football. And he turns 3 in a couple weeks, so it's like my energy's put into that. So I thought, let me talk about it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I'm filling a void here. So for me, I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, you got to 100 subs." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, thank you very much that 100 people want to listen to me."
Yeah,
it's cool, isn't it? It's just you know, it's just nice to. It's a nice hobby, and you know, I just think I'm very fortunate to meet people like yourself and people I've worked with before, to just establish friendships, not relationships, friendships, because we're all trying to do the same thing, and at the same time try to be happy. And that's what I will conclude this amazing podcast on episode 13 on that. You know, do what makes you happy, laugh, smile, and also help people, because in year 2020, what I've learned is that don't give to receive, just give, because some people may need it, and just be yourself. Do you know what I mean? Listen, guys, obviously homeschool rules and stuff like that, so please tell your socials and where they can find you.
Definitely.
Go on.
That United, obviously that United family.
That YouTube family.
Oh, sorry.
That's a different channel, you moron.
And you can obviously find me on Twitter, Mrs. Emma Edgar.
Yeah, just don't follow me on Twitter, man. I just get bantered all the time.
You do, yeah.
Mr. KARL Edgar, I think it is. Is that it, Mr. KARL Edgar? Yeah, and obviously come and watch me on YouTube if you want. Don't have to, like, but...
I love that. Well, listen, guys, make sure you go follow Dom and check out the content. Yes! Okay. Make sure you go hit them up. Amen to that, bro, Madassa. Amen to that. Just to that comment about United family will hit 10K one day. Amen to that. Listen, guys. Yeah, so what? It's your boy, B0BZ. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And guys, please be safe. Have an amazing festive period. If you do celebrate Christmas, have an amazing Christmas and a safe